Bright sunshine greeted us on day 2 and 319 for 4 on the board. The Tacks were happy and full of confidence. Balance and Leaning made a steady start against some tight knots bowling. Leaning got the board ticking with a 4 off Gurney through mid-off. Gurney and Fletcher gave the Yorkshire pair some anxious moments. After half an hour, Balance registered his first 4 of the day, a fierce cut off Fletcher through cover point. He'd gone now to 90. A fine shot and a further 4 from Leaning brought up the 50 partnership, and at the same time 350 for Yorkshire, a 4th batting point with this boundary. Balance looked set for 100, but at 99 the wily customer Keedy trapped him LBW. The score 362 for 5. Rashid arrived and hit Keedy down the ground for 4 with a well-timed straight drive, and Leaning was continuing to impress with a series of attractive shots. Rashid then danced down the track to hit Keedy on the long on for 4, and the spin of the veteran Keedy was still proving a bit of a problem, and he accounted for Leaning. Another LBW this time, Leaning gone for 42. Rashid and Bresnan played cautiously towards lunch with a clear intention of batting knots out of the game. At lunch, Yorkshire 400 for 6, Bresnan 6, Rashid 23, and the bonus points at this stage, Yorkshire 4, Notts 1. Bresnan and Rashid started solidly after lunch, finding the boundary and also stifling the Notts bowling when it was at the most effective. Rashid found the ropes, hitting Fletcher through mid-wicket, and Bresnan launched Keedy over long on, 1 bounce for this one. Rashid looked to be in fine fettle and was heading for a half-century when he played a false shot and was caught at mid-wicket by Vessels, this giving a wicket to Luke Fletcher. Rashid gone for 42. Bresnan was joined by Patterson and they continued to punish anything loose from the Notts bowlers. Bresnan brought up the 350 with a swept 6 off Patel. Gurney, by the way, caught this but stepped over the boundary, so 6 given. Bresnan continued to open his shoulders and Patterson helped him and cut a delivery from Gurney to the boundary. Bresnan closed in his half-century with a single off Keedy, and Patterson then swept Keedy to the boundary. Yorkshire going well, 476 for 7. Bresnan then went to that 50 with 6 4s and a 6. Patterson, again with a sweep to boundary off Patel, brought up the 50 partnership for the 8th wicket. Again, these very useful runs. Mullaney joined the attack and Bresnan pumped him through mid-wicket for 4. Keedy with him with his 5th wicket as he trapped Patterson, yet another LBW for 17 with a score on 490. Sidebottom got off the mark with a single into the covers off Keedy, and Bresnan hit a further boundary before tea. At the interval then, Yorkshire 495 for 8. Bresnan, splendid innings 63 and Sidebottom 1. No declaration yet. They batted on after tea and Bresnan continued to produce some handsome shots. The tactic was clear, as I said before, bat Notts out of the game. Bresnan with a 4 down to third man went to 81. The score 517 for 8. Bresnan continued to punish the Notts attack and went to 90 with a 4 off Jake Ball. He then crashed the same bowler through the offside to the boundary as the momentum grew. Brezzy was in sight of his century when he was caught by Vessels off Mullaney for 95, and this brought about the declaration at 5:32 for 9. Mullaney then came back to bat and he produced 8 runs from Sidebottom's first over, but in the second Jack Brooks struck as he removed Alex Hales, courtesy of a Bairstow catch. Hales out for naught, a key wicket. Former Yorkshire player Michael Lum got underway with 3 runs for the leg side, but Sidebottom was soon to strike, and a fine live catch in the slips saw Mullaney go for 9. Notts are 12 for 2, and they're in trouble. Further trouble to follow as James Taylor, a dangerous batsman, edged Sidebottom to balance, and a fine slip catch. Notts 12 for the loss of 3 wickets. And the problems for the home side did not finish there, as Patel edged a slip, and after consultation with the TV umpire, he'd gone, caught by balance off Brooks for naught. 2 wickets for Siddy and 2 for Jack Brooks. There were more anxious moments in the race for further wickets. Notts really struggling against this Yorkshire onslaught. They closed 58 for 4, 15 overs, a massive 474 behind.